What is up, everyone? You gotta listen to this. We've been waiting for months for clarity, and guess what? Now it's finally happening. June 18th. This isn't just another date on the calendar, it's the day the entire cryptocurrency market could tip in one direction or the other. And guess what? No one's really talking about it. How big this moment actually is. From Bitcoin's trajectory to institutional moves to the potential green light that could trigger the next bull run, everything is pointed to this exact date. And what happens next? It could either rocket this market forward, or guess what? It can stall it out completely. In this video, I'm breaking it all down. What's happening, why it matters, and what I'm personally doing to prepare before the dust settles. Let's roll that intro, and when we get back, I'm going to show you exactly why June 18th could be the biggest moment crypto has seen in years. Welcome back, everyone. Let's get into this. Woke up this morning to some green. No one ever complained about that. Bitcoin coming in at $106,885. It's currently up 1.69% in the past 24 hours. Ethereum coming in at 2,618. It's currently up about 4% in the past 24 hours. XRP holding down that number 4 spot. It's like nothing even happened. Still sitting at $2.20. It is up 1.96% on the 24-hour chart. Look, we are stuck in a nasty range again. We've been over that $100,000 level. Last time we talked about this range, we were stuck under 100,000. This time we are speaking about the range with the $100,000, the largest psychological barrier Bitcoin has ever faced. We are sitting on top of it. The whales, they try to flush you out. They try to force it down. It doesn't work. 103 to 104 is the sweet spot for Bitcoin, in my opinion, and that is going to be used as the bottom range to help us push back up. My targets on Bitcoin, look, they haven't changed. 117 or 120 is coming. When do we get there? Well, that's the question, right? When do we finally get the breakout? All you really need to care about at this point is that the breakout is coming. And we're going to talk about the 18th. We're going to talk about what's going down on Wednesday, because this is one of the biggest meetings out there. Either bull run is coming to an end, September to December, or we're going to see one of the most parabolic bull runs you have ever seen that is going to push us into 2026. We'll jump into that in just 1 second. Total cryptocurrency market cap, $3.28 trillion. Not too bad. I'm like, hey, good morning. It's Monday. Who woke up feeling bullish? I know I looked at my phone and I got the alerts coming in from the exchanges saying Bitcoin's up, XRP's up, Cardano's up. Whenever you wake up and you got those text messages letting you know that these cryptocurrencies are up in the green, hey, it's a good way to start your day. And I put this tweet out. Remember this, folks. A lot of people been calling for a $1,000+ XRP this year. We're halfway through the year. We're sitting at a $2.20 XRP. We would need to see XRP grow 245% each month in order to hit 4 digits by the end of the year. Just let that sink in. I've seen people in 2017 calling for a 4-digit XRP. And you know what happened? Bull run comes to an end, and in 2017, XRP never even touched $4. So we're not even close. I've seen the same people call for it in 2020. Guess what happened? XRP didn't even break $2. Yes, you can blame it on the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, but at the end of the day, it still wasn't even close. And I see the same people and different people who have come into the ecosystem now calling for the same exact things. A 4-digit XRP. And guess what? A 4-digit XRP, unfortunately, it's just going to fall a little bit short this cycle, folks. We've got to be realistic here. Do not be caught holding the bag. Vietnam passes laws officially recognizing crypto assets. You love to see that. Velo news. Velo's hitting Binance Alpha this Monday. And it states that Eligible Binance users with at least 242 Binance Alpha points can claim an airdrop of 5,000 Velo tokens. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like this. I don't like airdrops. Airdrops is free money. Free money gets dumped back into the exchanges, back into the ecosystem. I think Velo should have enough liquidity that we might see a little bit of a burp. That's it. And this thing goes right back to where it was. But we don't need additional sell pressure on these assets, folks. And that's all an airdrop is. Everyone loves airdrops. I get it. Everyone loves free money. Who wouldn't like free money? That's what an airdrop is. An airdrop is free money. What do people do with it? The smart people, at least. They dump it and they get their money, right? If you ever noticed an airdrop, whenever it happens, the chart goes down. Why? Because people are selling. People instantly and automatically sell the airdrops. Here's your Bitcoin chart. Here's this very important line I want you to follow. This is the 50 moving average. This has really been guiding us through this bull run and where we are heading with Bitcoin. As you can see, the 50 moving average is putting us right around 103,000 for Bitcoin. Every time we touch that blue line, we seem to just, catapult back up. We touched it back around here in June. Up we went. We touched it again. Up we went. And it's kind of the pattern we see with it. 50 moving average. Pay attention to it. 103, 104. That's the target. That's the bottom that I'm looking at on Bitcoin. And then we push even higher from here. Now, the big meeting is what everyone needs to pay attention to. And this video is about to get real. You might hear some things that you don't want to hear. You might hear some things that are going to open your eyes that you want to hear. And this is all information. This is public info in the video. Save the VOD. And if you don't want to save it, document this day. It's going to stay up on YouTube. I never delete anything. I will pin this to my Twitter as well. June 17th and 18th. 18th is the most important day. That is when we're going to find out if we will get rate cuts on the 18th. So let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's talk about the meeting with the Fed that is coming up. Let's talk about rate cuts. And if we do not see rate cuts this month, when is this bull cycle going to come to an end? So right now, what are we seeing in Bitcoin? It's a massive, massive shift of capital. Hedge funds, asset managers, the real whales, they are quietly rotating out of gold and into Bitcoin. Look, say all you want. I understand. Gold went on this crazy run. Money will now leave gold and it's all going to flush into Bitcoin, pushing Bitcoin higher directly into the targets we spoke about, 175 to 225. Why? Well, Bitcoin is the real store of value. We don't know how much gold there is. It's manipulated. Bitcoin, we know how much Bitcoin there is, and it is not being manipulated. It can't be manipulated. We know how much Bitcoin can be mined per day. This isn't happening because, it's the trendy thing to do because it's hype. They realize that in a world of manipulated data and inflated markets, Bitcoin is the final frontier of trust. Meanwhile, you still have retail investors who are on the sideline and like, man, Bitcoin's 100K, that's way too expensive. But they're missing the entire plot here. This isn't about price anymore. This is about access. And that access to Bitcoin, it's drying up super fast, super fast. If we go back and we look at the charts and we can compare the Bitcoin and gold chart, you will see that money is 100% coming out of gold and into Bitcoin. Now let's just zoom out for a second here. Everyone should be eyeing the FOMC meeting Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. The 18th, the most important day, because that's when the announcement comes out if rates are going to be cut. This isn't just another rate decision. This one is very, 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 very different. This could be the moment that sets the tone for the rest of the cycle. If the Fed, and we've been talking about this for about 3 to 4 months now, if the Fed doesn't pivot soon, and we're talking rate cuts, or at the very least, if we do not see a policy shift, I believe we are staring down a massive correction within the next 3 to 6 months. I believe that the top would be in September to December, and then we're going to see a 50 to 70% dip across traditional markets and into crypto markets as well. Trump knows this too. He's not stupid. That is why Trump is pushing for this. But here's the wildest part about all this: the Fed knows the data is distorted. Inflation is overstated. The labor market is breaking down underneath the surface. But the Fed, they're dragging their feet. Of course they are. They are playing to a political rhythm while pretending that the numbers are real. If they were honest about the entire situation, we already would be easing. And while all that's brewing, yes, we got Israel and Iran. They are back in the headlines, right on schedule, right? Every time the markets hit key inflection points, boom, here comes another global conflict. It is the oldest distraction play in the book. Create panic, shake out retail, let the insiders reposition, rinse and repeat. So, where does that leave us? Simple. We're still stuck in this range we have spoken about for quite some time, 100,000 to 110,000. The key level to watch, we showed you on the chart, was the EMA 50, the 50 moving average. It's currently sitting around 103 to 104. If we dip again there, that's a perfect opportunity to re-enter if that's your thing. You're looking to re-enter into Bitcoin. 117 to 120 are our next targets. Those are coming. They will come fast, assuming we have no other black swans going on or changes in the macro environment. Now remember, institutions here, they aren't speculating anymore. They are reallocating and they're doing it quietly, strategically. This tells you everything you need to know. Retail sees fear. The pros sees entry. That's the difference between buying tops and building wealth. My strategy is simple. Wait for the setup, load the slingshot, and let the markets do the rest. The Fed meeting is a market domino. If Powell blinks, the markets blink back harder in Q4. Remember that, folks. All eyes on Wednesday. I'm going to leave it like that. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts and comments below. I will catch everyone on the next one.